Bicara Supply Chain, highlighting and showcasing solutions for the most complex challenges facing the industry in 21st century by our team of subject matter experts and mentors. Broadcasting every week, all year round, we will present the most up-to-date series of podcasts and webinars.
Hello and welcome to another episode of Bicara Supply Chain, the podcast. This is Nur Hadi, your host. Today's topic is about why is supply chain the rockstar of consumer pharma, and we got now Felipe Sotelo. He is a global operations manager at Teva Pharmaceuticals. Felipe is also a business writer, and his specialization on negotiation techniques, problem solving, and implementing ideas to address supply chain disruption. So, thank you so much for joining us, and welcome to the show, Felipe.
Thank you, Nur Hadi, for inviting me. I think you are doing a great job with your podcast. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you. So before we get in more detail into this topic, can you please brief a little bit about yourself and what do you do?
Yeah, sure. Well, I'm a dad of two beautiful children, and I hope a good husband as well. But apart from that, I'm an industrial engineer. I studied a master on disruptive strategy from Harvard School, and I've been working in the operations department for almost 10 years. I have experience in consumer goods, supply chain consultancy, and pharmaceutical industry. So I'm working right now at Teva, the global leader of generics. And my mission, let's say, is to deliver operational excellence to European markets, balancing their demand and supply. The podcast, I think, is about one of my blogs that I write. That is exactly. The Supply Chain Report. And I think it's a consolidated source of information. At least this is what I would like to achieve. Many professionals across the globe write me about their ideas, and my intention is to make it an easy reading journal where I try to spread supply chain insights, in a very, very simple way, showing the facts, sharing some business metaphors or examples to make it very easy to my readers and let them take their own conclusions.
Yeah, very interesting. So talking about supply chain in pharma industry, how do you see a current trends globally? I mean, more specific to the fact that the people are changing their behavior from traditional buying to online shopping.
Definitely. Online shopping, I think, is rapidly growing, and there is no signs that it's going to slow down. So this is creating a new wave, let's say, so different customers and patients in the pharma case of different behaviors. In my opinion, this is making a lot of pressure to companies, to corporations to reinvent their business and obviously their operating strategies. I call this shifting their traditional supply chain to a more digital one. The patterns are changing, customers are changing. So in summary, I mean, overall, profitable growth is really challenging, and it's getting tough to get these targets across all the industries, not only for pharma. So I believe that you can agree with me that successful reinventation for any company requires innovative processes. It requires also to invest into technology and having an emergent supply chain strategy. That is what I call. So in my opinion, we don't need to have just a series of options to meet whatever the customers are trying to ask for the companies. So we need to have a strong supply chain strategy to meet always their necessities, their needs, and their demand.
Yeah. And also, I have read the article at the supply chain reports, which was written by you, that is mentioned the industry really needs to turn ship around, which implicates radically changing of supply chain strategy. So can you please explain a bit what the supply chain strategy is?
Yeah. That's a very good question because, as you said, the patterns are changing, and what I call is turning the ship around. Look, the other day I was reading a report from MasterCard, which I think is a very good quality of data, and it was about the European online shopping data of 2019.
All right.
And it showed that consumer health was the fourth most sold category, just after clothing, books, and home electronics. So personally, I see that pharmaceutical industry is making a big effort to match their correct supply chain strategy. But in my article, I obviously talk about consumer health, OTC, which represent a big part of the profit of pharmaceutical manufacturers.
Yeah.
To make you an idea, let's think on Johnson & Johnson, which is a company with a capital market of almost 400 billion. 30% of their sales, which is around 24 billion US dollars, are coming only from their consumer health division. So I think we all know the impact of online shopping, e-commerce, and Amazon or Alibaba effect. This is definitely transforming the online shopping, and the impact of these companies is tremendous. This is huge in our supply chain.
Yeah.
So what I try to show to my readers in the article is how companies such as P&G, Unilever have developed successful supply chain strategies. They really turn their ship around in order to align with these new digital channels. So in order to understand this, let me explain you first what is a strategy.
Yeah.
Strategy is not just an event. I mean, many people think of strategy as an outcome from big minds executive. They just should implement it as it is. And this is called delivered strategy. Okay? So strategy should be more as a process. And if this process is well defined and is successfully implemented, it will take to the right decisions 24/7 at any situation, no matter in which industry. This is called emergent strategy. So I know that with the words we can get a bit confused, but let me give you another example. Walmart is famous, let's say, for their deliberate strategy of building large stores in small towns. I think we all know that.
Yeah.
But this was not their original strategy. They started with a few stores, and for logistic advantages, they realized that they had a few stores in small towns, and this was their main competitive advantage. This was not their original strategy.
Yeah.
So once they detect that, they transform this, making large stores in small towns their delivery strategy. So they change from an emergent strategy to a delivery strategy.
Yeah.
And I think that this is the key. Supply chain strategy should always match your commercial prioritization.
Okay, so and how this strategy meets the challenge in supply chain itself?
That's a very good question, because this means taking into account product categorization, which is essentially by gross margin, which is a final metric, taking into account your sales projection, which is also a very important factor, your forecast, and then you should allocate your capacity to each product from the most profitable to the least profitable product. And this is, in my opinion, the best way to let's say, to align to the commercial strategy. When you sell a product, you have a profit, and let's say that you are selling a product that for $1, and you are getting 0.6 as a profit. And if you multiply this for 1 million sales, you will get 1 million sales, but only $600,000 as a benefit for you.
Yeah.
This is after removing the cost of goods and so on. If by your supply chain strategy, you align and you optimize your processes and you make the cost of goods less, let's say that instead of getting 0.6 for each dollar, you get 0.5. This means that from the $1 million that you have sold, you will get much more money than before. Instead of having 400,000 that you get from the previous example. Sorry, I think that I did the wrong math, but you will get 400,000 if you get 0.6. And if you get a bit more, 0.5, it means that you will increase your sales by 10%. I'm not sure if you follow my logic. But increasing your sales in a 10% it means a huge investment in marketing. And something that you can do just by optimizing your supply chain strategy, your supply chain processes, and so on, that it could be even cost less. I think it's priceless for any company.
Yeah, interesting. So, okay, let's summarize from today's talk. So,
sure.
What is the most important in supply chain Pharma, Felipe?
Wow, that's a very, very, very good question, and we can speak 1 hour or even more about that. So I will try to touch the key topics here.
Yeah.
And the most important thing in pharma, first, good talents.
Good talents.
Good talents means having the best team, not only having the best people. Also, process excellence. Process excellence means focus on your customer segmentation, having supply chain resiliency, and a very trendy topic right now is circular economy. Should be also taken into account.
All right.
And last but not least, investing in technology. Advanced analytics, machine learning, artificial intelligence, all these tools are enhancing your expert decision making and definitely will reinvent operational models.
Yeah. Okay. Thanks, Felipe. Very nice discussion today. Look forward to speaking with you at another time. See you and goodbye.
Thanks to you, Harry. Bye-bye. Bye-bye.
At Bicara Supply Chain, we are committed to driving global perspective to embrace technological adaptation in improving process efficiencies. Don't forget to subscribe, like, and share Bicara Supply Chain. And stay tuned for the latest updates. To learn more, visit our website www.bicarasupplychain.com. Thank you for listening to us. We look forward to seeing you at our next episode.